the first railway station. Okay, maybe the biggest revolution in the modernization, the process of modernization of Jerusalem, which started in the late 19th century. The idea to connect Jerusalem with the port of Jaffa, the historical port of Jerusalem. By the way, an initiative, if you want to connect the spots that we visited, started with, again, the same Moses Montefiore. So we realized that a journey with a carriage is not something good, but it was never initiated by himself. The Turkish authorities liked the idea, and eventually, how do you say zikayon in English?
Refund.
No, not zikui, zikayon. It's
Zikayon.
like a contract that you give somebody the authorization to build a
Contract. Like a deed?
the contract in Hebrew is chozeh, and then you have the zikayon.
Annex.
A lease or a deed?
Okay.
It's called a tender.
No.
A tender.
A tender?
Yeah, that's when you give a company permission to go do something on land.
Exactly. So at first, what again? The
Tender.
The tender.
The tender was given to two associates. One of them, we're going to meet him later. His name is Yosef Navon. He's from the same famous family of Yitzhak Navon,
The
our
fifth
that
president.
We're going to meet him in Oel Moshe.
The fifth one.
Okay, the fifth president of Israel. Good. His associate was a Swiss banker by the name of Frutiger. Both of them were very much involved in that same period that we're talking about, the end of the 19th century, in a lot of endeavors. And they were entrepreneurs here in Jerusalem. Eventually, they didn't got it. They didn't got the contract to build it. It was given to a company, a French company, that gave the lowest bid. And the fact that they gave the lowest bid, they found all ways to make the project more and more cheaper. The two main things that they decided to do is not to build tunnels and bridges like we have today in the modern A1 line that goes to the airport. Hey guys, you want to talk? Take 20 meters back. Okay. So they didn't took the shortest way and the fastest. They decided to follow the historical way, which follows mainly the Sorek Valley and Sorek stream and the Refaim stream. And
That
that's
goes
the
to the
reason why
shore.
we're going to meet now Rehov Emek Refaim, the Refaim Valley stream. And that was the end point. The beginning was near the port of Jaffa, where there is a similar initiative of a touristic and commercial center at the other end of it. So it was a very, very long ride, about 12 hours, I think. Very, very similar. The same jokes that they used to tell about the train of the valley, Rakevet HaEmek in the Jezreel Valley, they were telling here.
They could get burnt
the
in
joke.
the train.
That the train was actually climbing all the way up the hill, and somebody was walking near the railway, so the chauffeur of the train is asking him, come and take a ride. Said no, I'm very, very, I'm in a hurry. Okay, I have to get earlier. Anyway, it ended here, and here you can see one of the several train stations that were built already in the Ottoman period. Ignore the triangle on the top, and also the two elements on the two sides that gives it a kind of a Barockish shape. The building had, you can see, 2 floors and the 2 areas, and that was the train station, and you're going to see the railways inside. Inaugurated in 1892. So not only that it was longer, because they wanted to cut the expenses, the other thing that they decided to do is also to make the width of the rails narrower. So if a normal train has the width of 1.43 meters, this one had only 1 meter. So it means that the railway is much narrower. It means again that the train cannot move in speed. And that was another problem. Anyway, the fact that there was a train here, a steam train here in Jerusalem in 1892 was a big thing. The ceremony, you're going to see inside the historical photos with the Turkish soldiers and also the Germans were involved, Germans engineers here, when it was inaugurated and opened. And actually it functioned here until the early 90s. As a boy, I remember that the train was coming here, cutting the Oranim junction. You had to stop there, and the train was ending right over here. That is the end point. Another thing that happened together with the train was that the rails that were used for the railway were started to be used for construction, and that was a major advance in the architecture and the ability to build larger buildings, terraces, and so far. So many of those rails were also used in the train. Of course, when the British came, they had to replace the railway to a normal one. But again, during the Mandate period, and also even after the War of Independence, in Israel itself, the railway was functioning. There was an agreement during the roads agreement between Israel and Jordan that there was a exchange of territories, so that part of the railway that was passing near the village of Batil, near historical Beitar, was actually part of Israel now, and in exchange Israel gave a territory in a different location. So even during the 19 years when Jerusalem was divided, the train was still going on. Yes, please.
The story I heard was they got a deal